Yeah, 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 yeah. Giddy, yeah, 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 yeah. Giddy, yeah. Hey, welcome back to Still Single. We're your hosts, Rob Moore, Jordan Kahana, and Alex Weber. We're just three single besties in our 30s, in our mid 30s. God, I need this right now,
Yeah.
guys. I need it so bad. I just got out of therapy and I love my therapist. I truly do. He's a beast. He's a quirky guy.
Mm.
Uh he often I oftentimes get very excited about new encounters, new meetings, and then he very much puts like a sobering kind of like glitter on it. Where he'll be like, "Oh, that sounds really great, but like here's the reality." And I'm such a dreamer and romantic, and it sucks. It's a little bit of a gut punch, honestly, when it happens.
Because it like because it removes the like you from fantasy and gives you like logistics and
Yeah,
it like brings you to realism.
it does. He just asks really good questions, and then I hear myself talking, and I'm just like, yeah, but I want to explore. I want to feel this. And it oftentimes brings up truly like a question of like, why do I even have to deal with this in terms of like, because I was happily married, and I still have that grief,
Yeah.
obviously, and that's going to live with me forever. But I'm just like, man, dating is hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's just really, really hard.
It sounds like a good therapist though, because mine just validates me too much. Like she's like, yeah, okay, that must be difficult. Like, wow, I wonder what that felt like. And I'm like, no, like I don't have it all together. That's why I'm here. So I think it's good, man, that you get that from her, or from him, but
From him, yeah. No,
yeah, man.
it's funny because then I do have a life coach who's female, and she very much validates me in a level that's like, you're doing amazing. Let's write down all the things that you're doing, and they're so great. And then my therapist is like, oh, you think you're hot shit, huh? Like, let me punch you in the dick for a second. And it's
I'm
good.
paying for this.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm literally like, ow, like I am paying for this dick punch. Um, yeah.
What a
Do,
generation.
do
Go
you
ahead.
find it to be like a cycle that you're in? Like, because we were talking a little bit before we hit record that you have some behavioral issues, not issues, behavioral
I've got issues.
habits
Yeah.
that that Alex and I are aware of that you said that you weren't aware of. So to
I,
me,
I
it's
definitely I definitely can fall very quickly for a woman. I can idolize a woman and get really excited, and I
Mhm.
can move fast, and I reciprocate, that feeling. And when I'm like, oh shit, we're off to the races, I press on the gas pedal hard,
Mhm.
and then I get a little scared, and this has happened time and time again. And then I pull away, and it's something that I do, and it's the only time I haven't is with Noelle. And funny enough, she told me to not, go on the gas pedal. Like when we started dating, she was like, I just got out of a relationship. I got to be single. I can't date you right now. And I remember doing the coolest thing ever and just saying, okay, cool. Let's just hang out. So I see you both looking at me right now, and you're just like, you're like, Rob, we know your shit.
No, it's great.
We've
So,
all got our
yeah,
quirks.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There, like, I think it's important, and for all the first time listeners, it's great. And just there's, and for those that have been here with us from the start, or a couple episodes in, to hear your, hearing your story and all of our backstories to refresh the listeners and all that kind of stuff is great. And it's just kind of like reminiscing of like it's only human to reminisce over like past successes, like of someone, this girl that you were really into told you to like be chill, and you were chill and it worked out, like, and um so there's
Right.
nothing I wasn't giving a glance of anything along those lines of, I just think in terms of what your therapist tells you and what your life coach tells you, and just like the roller coaster of emotions that those bring you, the importance of being grounded in reality um, is necessary sometimes.
It'll help. We all have our quirks, or, we could put a lot of labels on them depending on how hard we're being on ourselves. But it's all going to help, Bobby. Like this therapist, what he's saying is not with the intention of harming you. He's saying,
Totally.
and it's not bad to be excited. Like we were talking offline about it. All three of us, like we have big hearts. We're romantic dudes. We have, intense, like we come from intense backgrounds. So I think we get excited, and I don't think that's just us. I think anybody, you want to believe, right? You want to believe that this
Yeah.
opportunity, this person, this moment is going to be what you hope it is. Um, it's just navigating those
Well,
moments when maybe
because
it's not perfect.
it's first of all, nothing is perfect. I understand that, but I do think like a deep love, an in love feeling can actually, you know, cozy up to perfection. I think it can.
Do you think you could have that cozy, loving feeling if you didn't kiss someone near or in a bathroom?
I yeah, I mean, I've definitely, well, I don't
Jordan's
know.
so mad because I'm just like outing Rob of
No, I think the reality is I fall very quickly, and it's intense and it's genuine, and then I kind of freak out. And I'm in that mode right now of a little like, ooh, am I freaking out again? And then it feels like it is a roller coaster for sure.
And I also want to point out that there's benefits. So my brother uses this reference that like teasing is almost a good thing. Teasing means like we know you so well that we know your quirks and
Right, right, right.
your idiosyncrasies and your habits. So for us to like call you out on that, or to like kind of tease you about these things, comes from a place of like knowing you so well, and a place of love that I think we all can be very playful with on, how we all tease each other in that way, because we do know each other so well, and we do have these consistent behavioral ticks, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but like I don't want to operate from a place of ticks. Like I'd like to graduate from, that version of myself. And
Hmm.
I think it's hard.
Yeah. Alex, you're cheesing. This feels like it's giving you all warm and
Oh,
fuzzy.
dude. I
Like,
mean, dude, there's so much here, man. I'm also like, we'll get to it. I've got an update and all that, but I'm just kind of laughing of like, it's great, man. It's just like it's our generation in a good way. In a good way, it's a good thing. But Rob's like my therapist and my life coach. I'm literally seeing a therapist. I'm meeting with three different like men's deep work coaches because I'm like, I gotta figure out my like my inner wounds and all that. And it's just like I know Jordan's journaling every day and talks to a therapist, and it's so good and it's the right thing. I also can't help note that like our grandpas, like they didn't do that. Like they went off in a war. They didn't.
Our dads didn't do
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
one generation, they yeah, I think my dad's maybe gone to one or two therapy sessions in his life. And I'm like, oh, I missed a week of therapy. I'm feeling so much. I can't wait to tell my therapist. I mean, look, strong men create good times, and good times create weak men, and weak men create bad times, and bad times create strong men. Have you guys heard that?
Yeah. It's good, man.
I like that.
Listen, I'm proud of us for doing it, and for anyone listening, because it's so damn easy to not do any of that stuff. It really is. And to just keep repeating and just change up your location, change up the relationship, change up the job, have a good time, and then you fall into the same issues, rinse, repeat. And I think all three of us and are realizing like we don't want to just keep rinse repeating. We'd like to improve the parts of ourselves that we can. So hopefully it works out a little better.
Yeah. And I think speaking as, somebody who's single, it's like, I think this last year and a half since my last serious relationship ended has been very much about me trying to be okay single.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had pockets of okayness, and then I sometimes default back to, oh my God, I need a woman, I need a partner. And I don't know if the goal is like to just be okay on your own. Is that the goal? Is that the ultimate goal for singledom?
I don't know. That's what you told me today. I hope it is. That's my North Star now.
I mean I did share that with you. I guess I'm floundering a little bit. I really do think it's like, yes, feeling whole on your own is absolutely the goal.
Correct. And I think that once you're able to do that, bringing on a partner makes it that much easier versus like my better half, meaning like you're not fully whole until you have a partner that can then like do all these things for you.
I
Um,
I want to push back though, because I think there's a certain level of wholeness that you can get to. You can be whole on your own, but I
mhm.
think the human experience is that much more elevated with a partner.
100%. I think as a species, we are meant to be in communities with other people. That's why quarantine was so hard for so many people. And that's why,
Right.
like, um, uh, solitary confinement is such like a classic like torture tool. Like literally spend like being alone and isolated does things to the mind and the type of species that we are. To get super scientific on it, I guess.
100%.
So there is that balance. I do think that being around other people and having community and having a partner and building a family and growing is definitely an elevated life. Um, but I think you need to be content in yourself to um, to be able to be a validating partner.
Alex, how you feeling?
I'm okay.
I just saw you look
Yeah.
off into the window.
Yep. Yep. Saw that too.
Yeah. I just
Hmm.
just want to check in, man.
Hey, you coming to
Uh,
Chicago next week?
I'm not, man. I'm not.
Dang.
I have a work thing, and then my mom's gonna come out for a visit, so
Oh,
that'll be
great.
nice. And then I think my dad's gonna come out another weekend. But
Hmm.
let's dive in. I've been in a relationship for about 6 months, and that is now ended. And so one might say still single. Um, so hey guys. Yeah.
hey man, welcome back. Welcome back to Still Single.
Fuck. Episode 495. Yeah.
I mean, this is episode 39. Yeah, good. Well, obviously we talk every day, Alex. And I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And what I did say today, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just said that there maybe this opportunity, this space, this singledom is an opportunity for you to find strength as a single man and to find strength in your own on your own instead of in a relationship. Because I think you and I are very similar, where we strive for companionship and partnership, and you know,
Yeah. I mean, first, both you guys are a blessing. This podcast started because Jordan and Rob and myself were calling each other all the time to work through our own things with love and dating and hopes of being husbands. And um, so that's where this came from. Um, I guess the things that I feel compelled to share are uh, it's one of those things where at least I hadn't been in a relationship in 3 years. And I remembered that when I got out of my last one in 2020, which was right when 2020 became 2020, it was horrible and such a horrible pain. that I really did not want to go again into a relationship. That doesn't mean dating someone, but or exploring or seeing if it's there, but really like a committed relationship, unless I was pretty sure we were going to marry each other and build a life. And that is what I felt like we were embarking on. And ultimately, and I can go into that, but I think there was an out of alignment for each of us, and that's hard. Um, Two wonderful people who just, it didn't match up there. But I guess what I'm saying is I forgot how sad it is. And this is the first time in my life when I'm not running from it. I'm not drinking it away. I'm not chasing after a new opportunity. I'm not being a workaholic. I'm just, if I'm sad, I'm just sitting in it. And it is crazy. Like, I went to the dry cleaners and broke down in the freaking car at the dry cleaners. It's like, it's paralyzing where I'll have like a work meeting and I'm like, dude, you gotta focus for 30 minutes. Like, you gotta,
Yeah.
So I think it's just something where you just forget how heartbreaking it is until you're in it.
Can I ask what cracked you in the car at the dry cleaners?
I'm listening to really sad music because I'm like,
say a couple artists. Who's
Yeah.
like your
I'll
saddest
send you guys
artist?
the songs. It's all like, oh, man, they're all, I'll pull them up, but they're just so sad, guys. They're so sad. Like, it's like literally they're like, when you love somebody and it's not working out, but you still gotta dry clean your clothes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's exactly my situation.
I'm in the car. I'm at the dry cleaner. I listened to a lot of Bon Iver after
Oh,
my
that's
last
good,
breakup,
man.
and I just remember being in so much physical pain I couldn't get out of bed, and
Yeah, dude.
you're just like sick. You're literally heart sick. I mean,
Heart sick, yes, man.
yeah, and it's a physical pain.
Yeah.
It really
Hmm.
is a physical pain. It's not just a feeling. It's your body. I did a lot of research in my last breakup because I just needed to. That was like my way of coping, was like researching Quora and how to get
Right.
over, whatever. How to get over your ex. And like literally your brain gets addicted and attached to these chemicals that is generated by the relationship. And it's
Mm,
literally like breaking a substance abuse addiction. It's like coming down from cocaine. It's like being
yeah.
addicted to a substance. And obviously, I remember my like first 30 days of sobriety. I remember my first 60 days and then 90 days. Like those were really transformative, challenging. I don't even know how to exist without alcohol because it was
Mm,
it was so a part of my celebration and how I experienced joy. And similarly with this last breakup, it is you are coming off of a drug.
mm,
And so I feel like in that sense, for any of our listeners who might be going through a breakup or are going through a breakup, like Alex is right now, it's like you have that tendency to go, oh, I want to reach out to that person. I want to reach for that fix. And
and I can do it.
no, you can't. You can't.
I call
Sorry.
real quick. I call real
No,
quick.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
Because think about it just like the
Are you
drink.
having those urges?
Um, of course, of course.
Right.
And I think, not you, I miss you. I miss it, and um, I also know, and I think she does as well, of, there's a time and a place to connect, and we have had like a really beautiful conversation together, but to indulge every impulse that I have to reach out is probably not good for her or me and whatever the future has for either of us. I think what is really difficult is I'm definitely in that season of it where I'm questioning what my end of the street of, because I have wounds and hurt boy inside of me big time. And this relationship brought that out, as I've mentioned before, where that evolution of myself is so much more stunted than every other area of my life. And so I think that is what can become torture, I think, is playing out the realities of what if you had done something differently or better.
I mean, I went through that. I know that feeling so well, man. It's really painful. I mean, I don't want to like get into the specifics of your relationship. I just know that you're a great guy. You were a great boyfriend, and it's totally normal to have those second guessing feelings. Like it really is normal, and it's part of like it's your brain trying to cope and figure out what happened and your problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're thinking, oh, well, I could have done this or I could have done that. I should have done this. And then it would have worked. And the reality is, you don't know. You really don't. You could
True.
have done 99 out of 100 things right. And then something didn't work out. You don't know.
Very wise. So wise.
Is the sad music just like helping, or is it like a misery loves company type of thing?
It's interesting you say this. It's hard. For months now, I've been crying a lot, but I cry, but it's my body, I think, from just decades of tough it out, don't, distracted away, buck up, man, crush the next whatever, like get back to work. Decades of that. I cry, but my body like stops it. And so I've really been trying to break past that barrier and just like, if I got to break down and like really cry, I'm trying to facilitate that. Um, and yeah, so the sad music has been helping in that regard.
I mean, something you've said to me compared to your last breakup was you really want to be intentional and feel the feelings
Yeah.
this time, because I think in your last relationship, you, when it ended, you were very much like, you know, not trying to feel it and almost
Oh,
bury
yeah.
down the feelings, and that
Escaping it in every way.
exactly, and that prolonged the absolute pain. uh, I kind of want to relate it. I'm gonna do it. Why not? So after Noel died,
Mm.
I not immediately, but like a month after, I remember I slept with somebody at a wedding, and I got on the dating apps a month after she died. Granted, she was sick for a year, but it was quick. And for 2 years since she passed, I basically was running and trying to get a new wife, a new relationship,
Mhm.
trying to get my life back. I moved very quickly with somebody. We ended up getting engaged. We moved in together, and then it totally blew up in my face. And I have had time to reflect. And I think a lot of that problem solving or racing was an escape. It was an escape from the pain, the reality that Noelle has died. Noelle is not coming back. Mother of my child's not coming back. Person I was married to, not coming back. And no version of her is really coming back. Like she existed, and now her memory still exists, but that is it. And in that escape, there's been a prolonged grief that has been so intense that only in the last year and a half have I been able, because I've really been embracing it and feeling the feelings, that I'm healing.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
all that
man.
said, that's a long way of saying, I think you're being very intentional with this breakup, Alex, that feel the feelings, man. Feel like shit. Miss her, cry, put on Taylor Swift, cry in the parking lot of your cleaning person.
I have to go pick it up, so I'll make sure to cry.
How
And
many how many times has Gravity played?
Not once, man. There's
Not once. Dang.
it's
Gravity.
that would just make me think of you, Jordan, and skydiving. Um no,
Maybe just like maybe mix a little like happy tunes in there. Just like every third track is
I
like
got you guys. I got you guys.
just a happy
um
track.
Rob, I appreciate what you're saying, and it's I mean, gosh, I hate to even say this because it's almost I don't want to whatever. You're indestructible. Not you're not indestructible.
Dude,
You're very strong.
your hard is your hard. Like I want to acknowledge that your hard is your hard. Yes, what I went through is hellacious. What you are going through is hellacious. It's your hard.
It is. Rob
See, look
knows
at
this because
therapy paying off right now. You're like,
yeah.
the hard times, and here you are just like being able to communicate
Yeah.
such an insurmountable like grief and pain. And you're just like, listen, like, and it's the work and it's that roller coaster of the highs and the lows and being brought down to reality. The same way that, you know, not repeating the same habits. Like Alex, you're talking about how the last relationship you kind of prolonged it and avoided it. And here you are, like, you're growing. You're like 3 months ago, 2 months ago on this podcast, you're like, I don't know how to cry. And now you're like, I'm crying every day. Which is great. Like, I want to acknowledge, like, to whatever it is from a human like standpoint of just being like, hey, I'm not capable to express this emotion and to be able to tap into it. Yes, it's like maybe not the way that we wanted to do that, but we are unlocking these emotions to then like build ourselves back.
It's good, man.
You
I
also,
appreciate
I
it,
mean,
dudes.
you're observationally as one of your besties,
Mm.
you seem way less anxious. You seem more grounded. There few months ago or even a month ago, like we'd be hitting record on this and you were having like some panic attacks, man.
It's true. It's true.
Um, not to say that
Well, all right, let's put on so one that I'm not, all of that comes from fear. And I think part of the panic attack or the anxiousness was fear of maybe this relationship not working out. Well, we are in that existence. Um, so there's that, but there's also an acceptance and understanding. And obviously there's my end, there's her end, there's ours together and all of that. I think two things that I feel like I want to share. One is I am fully embracing this opportunity of, okay, this is the time in life when these like nerve ends or these openings or these wounds or these traumas are really showing themselves, you know? And I have the awareness and kind of means and time and ability to do something about it. So it's shown itself in like, yes, therapy, yes, reading these books on inner work. Also, like, as I mentioned, like working with some male coaches, because I think that's a good thing for in like different ways. So that, but I've noticed the one fear that I'm trying to put boundaries around and not really let get to footing is I remember years ago, I heard this from two different people. One was just like, an ambitious person, and then one was like a spiritual someone who reads your birth chart and all that. And basically they both said you're a very purpose-driven person, and that's what is so important to you. You may not have a partner in this life.
who
And
said that?
They both said that?
yeah, one person said it in regards to like, he was just like, he was a very ambitious individual, and he never really took a partner. And so I was like, oh, okay, like I really don't want that. Like I really want to be a husband. I really want to be a dad. I really want a unit. Like I want a little family tribe that's like our squad. I want that so badly. And then the person who read my birth chart, she wasn't saying it in any emotional or projection. She was just reading my chart, and she's like, you have a big purpose. you may or may not take a partner in this life. I was like, well, fuck. All right. So I think that fear in my head is I feel it like wanting to get footing. Like, yeah, man, maybe this is just going to keep happening, you know?
I can totally relate. In I've always been like, I want to have more kids. I want to be married. I want to be the family man. And only recently has it been like, maybe it's just gonna be Leigh and I, you know? Maybe I'm just gonna be a single dad and that's gonna be okay. And I'm gonna shower her with love and, focus on career and I'm gonna, that's just what it's being dealt. I mean, as I say it, I almost have some resistance to it because it just doesn't seem true to me.
That's good.
I would say that the guy's perspective was probably projecting, and then is it called an astronomer?
I don't know.
She does astrology. An astrologist?
Astrologer.
An
Astrologist?
astrologer? Somebody who's
Asteroid?
asteroid.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God.
An affinity for astrology. Reading a birth chart is also subjective. Like there's certain things that come up in a birth chart, and then certain people can pick up this and certain people can pick up that. And there's no definitive, nobody knows.
Right.
If she really knew what the fuck was going on, she'd be a billionaire and have cured cancer and world hunger by this point.
Astrologist, a person who uses astrology to tell others about their character or to predict their future.
To mess with their love life. No,
I'm in a pit of despair.
I do think free will. I think there's all these different life paths, and I think we are geared towards some, but I think free will is very real. Anyways, that's I will say it's interesting when the waves of sadness show up. And I'm curious your guys' experience with that, because there's sometimes I've been good where I'm like, okay, I'm starting to feel it, like last night, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put down any technology and distraction. I'm just going to like sit with this. And it's good. It's at night. I'm in my place. It's fine. But dude, I was on like a Zoom call earlier. Like the dry cleaners, the gym's been a big one.
Dude, I was
like,
triggered
yeah.
for literally months after the breakup with my ex. I couldn't drive to the west side. I couldn't hear Marina Del Rey.
Yeah.
Lana Del Rey?
No, Marina Del Rey. It's a location.
It's her cousin.
Oh, you said I couldn't hear Marina Del Rey. That's why.
If I heard someone be like, "Yeah, I live in Marina Del Rey," I'd be like, "No."
Yeah.
If I saw a USC sweatshirt, I get triggered, and it's just like I don't even.
You want to this was the hardest for me. This was really fucked up. So, my my ex, this was like the hardest breakup that I've ever dealt with. She actually ran social media for The Rock, so I associated The Rock with her, and we broke up like right after like Fast Five. So like literally as he was like ascending to be the biggest movie star, and I lived in Los Angeles, so it was like literally buildings of his face, and we're like anything that he was doing, it's like he's now in like China promoting, like I'm like, oh well, she's in China, right? Like, oh, she's over here to like he's shooting a movie in Hawaii. It's like cool, she gets to be in Hawaii for like it was just constant triggering, like, and I guess I maybe like allowed that to be a trigger,
of course.
And so yeah, I mean, even Alex, hearing you talk about like being in a meeting and being like, can I just focus for 30, like how do I turn this off for just 30 minutes where I can focus it? And sometimes it's just like you're in this cycle where you're just kind of like, cool, just I'll take these notes and we'll just like power through. What can we do? And so yeah, it's good.
I definitely
go ahead. No, I was just gonna say you're not alone in like these experiences.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's one of the most human experiences that we can have. And when I'm really hurting, I'm like, when I'm really hurting and sick, because it's sick, like we were saying, I'm going to that, I'm zooming so far out that I'm going to that place of like, this is part of the human experience. Like, what a gift to be able to cry. Like that's when I'm like really searching. But it's funny. I think because of the fields that we work in, one of the good fortunes is I'm able to express it. Like I was on a podcast earlier, I'm able to say it. I had a meeting and I felt comfortable enough with the person that I was able to say it. And I think because of the worlds that we operate in, it's okay to bring it up. But sometimes I bring it up and I feel like that from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where there's like, everybody knows you got to stop talking about it. Like,
No, man, it's still super fresh. I think I mean, I went through that with my breakup where my mom was just like, "Can you just stop talking about this? Like, aren't you over it?" My little brothers were like, "Yeah, dude, that's what every girl does. She like posts hot pics of herself on Instagram. Get over it." I was just like, "I'm in pain, man." And I will give you the exact advice that you gave to me, Alex, which was so helpful. You just said like, "You're gonna get out of the jungle, man. You're gonna get out of the jungle." And you gave me some parameters how long it was gonna take, and you were almost right to the day. And then you were just like, "Oh wow, you're out of the jungle. You're out." And you will get out of the jungle. It's gonna take some time.
When's it gonna happen?
Just as they said in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, you just need to be your L on some T's, and we'll just we'll just get there.
No, I don't think that helps. I don't think being your L
No.
on some T's helps.
No, I'm telling you, I'm sitting with this. I'm just sitting.
Good.
Just sitting in sadness.
If I could honestly give you a realistic amount of time, it's been a week and a half. I think you got.
I don't know when this is coming out. Yeah.
You got a solid 3 months. You got 3 months.
See you guys.
I think 3 months you won't even be thinking about it.
I'm gonna hibernate.
Summertime, Austin.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be summer. You're gonna have abs by then.
Oh my!
You're gonna be
God.
so hot, dude.
The river walk, the
Barton Springs, stand-up comedy.
Listen,
get this guy
dude,
a microphone.
cliff jumping, squash, dude. The amount of like ice baths and saunas.
So hot. He's verified now on Instagram. Did you see
Oh,
that?
I did.
Can we just hold on? Can we just zoom back?
I thought that was a thing for a while. Is that a new
talk
thing?
About how verified Alex is right now?
Can we just zoom back for just a second here?
Okay,
Mm.
okay.
You guys are great friends. You're great friends. You're hyping me up. It feels good. I'm excited for all of what you said. I'm also just sitting in the sad.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Sit in it. It's a sauna.
It's a sauna. A sauna of sadness.
It's a sauna of sadness. Every once in a while, you got to get out of the sauna. Otherwise, you'll die.
Yeah.
But then you can go back in. You can go back in the sauna and be sad.
Okay.
But you got to get out of the sauna every so often.
This is great. That's a great analogy.
Okay. So sit in the sauna, sweat your little tits off, and then get out, jump in the shower, go for a run.
Yeah.
And if you need to go back, you'll go back.
Yeah. Can I call her?
No.
No.
She's muted on social. Yes. Mute her on
What's
social.
that? You
right
glitched.
now.
You cut
You
out.
You didn't
there.
mute her? That was
stop.
the first thing I said. You got to mute
I don't
her
wanna-
or no,
Once
you got to
again,
block her.
listen. Once
Stop.
again, no, don't. That's just mean. You don't need to because then she can see that she's blocked on that kind of sense.
Oh,
so
I block right away.
This is literally more of Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where he's like, "You're not fully deleting all the photos." Didn't we just talk about this last episode? Like I feel like
deletes it.
Yeah.
Like, no.
This podcast is mainly Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah,
references.
Because I recently brought up that after a breakup that I actually went to Hawaii for a few days. Yeah. We're just Hawaii, so fun.
We do need a guys trip. I got to see Rob. Oh, what a freaking blessing that was. I was like in the pits of despair and Rob was like, I'm in Austin. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm picking you up. And we had such a fun night. Went to the Soho House and
Rob just takes everyone to the Soho House. It's so
great.
clutch.
My ultimate flex.
It's so clutch.
Oh, dude, it was so good. We were
Jay,
both Sobskis.
we've been to the Soho House in Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
We had a double date. That was cute.
Are you two going to go on another dub date?
Probably not. I want Leia to hang out with my niece.
I'm super down for that. Consider that a double date.
That's the
facts.
cutest dub date.
Yeah, that's a cute dub date.
Saturday?
Yeah. Wait,
Cool.
next Saturday or this Saturday? I'm not there this Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday.
Yeah, next time. Next
Cool, cool, cool.
Saturday.
Are they the same age?
I think Leia's like 6 or 8 months older than my niece.
They're gonna have
Nice.
the best time.
Yeah,
I think so too.
that would be wonderful.
Are you
Don't we have
excited
a
to go to Chicago?
Yeah, I am.
Me too.
It'll be nice to see some family and hang out with my niece and nephew and see all my boys from back home, trying to coordinate with them too about getting together. A lot of them are migrating to the burbs now too, so it's just kind of like, hey, whose house can we put up? You know, as well as just like me being like, I guess I can just host it. I'm sure my parents would love to see everyone. But don't we have a question?
We do. We have a question. It's from Jessica.
I think I have one too.
Jessica Hayes. Hey there, just finished the gravy episode. At the beginning of this episode, you all talk about introducing your person to your friends group. I agree, this is a big step in relationship. However, I also think it is important because friends tend to know you well. I just got out of an 8-month relationship, and this was a topic that came up at the end. He never wanted to meet my friends or introduce me to his. Therefore, I was wondering what your thoughts were as men. At what point is an appropriate time to introduce your person to your friends group? I sometimes feel like men and women have different thoughts about this. Thanks for being you, Jess.
Thanks, Jess.
Thanks, Jess. Snops. 8
Didn't we have a
months.
full episode about this? About
Yeah.
introducing like
The winning couple. I think that was the episode.
But yes, let's break this down of just when it's time to.
Well, okay. I think there's two categories. There's the category of bringing a date to a friend event. That is one category where you're like, oh, I'm going to this event. I really don't want to go solo, and I just started dating this girl. Why don't I, invite her out and we're gonna have a good time and a good fun time. I think that's one category. I think another category is going, I am like actively like in a relationship with somebody. You haven't met my friends yet. I want to introduce you to my chosen family. Those are kind of the two avenues of it.
I kind of feel like going. I don't know. I'm a believer of whether it's friends or family. Like Leia's different, but I kind of feel like if you like the person, grip it and rip it. Like do it early because why not see how it meshes, get feedback, see how you feel with them in
Totally.
your, I don't think it necessarily has to be a huge momentous moment of we are meeting special people. I think it can be just like, great people coming together.
The thought that came to my mind is we are just living in such a casual time right now that I'm thinking of, like, Jess, you were in this 8-month relationship. I think that's a significant amount of time. It's almost a year of life. And to both have not, met each other's chosen family, your friends. My gut reaction is like, was it just like a physical relationship? Were you guys just like really there to be there for each other physically, or was maybe in your eyes there was a time where you're like, oh no, this could be something more? And it's just making me think of like how casual of a time we live in right now. So you can be in a situationship for literally almost a year, sleeping together, and then you don't meet friends.
Yeah, I think it's really important to like the friends meet. I also like I don't know. I don't put as much pressure about like a significant other meeting my friends as much as maybe like meeting my family. And I think it's important to have that at first, like one-on-one time to like really know this person. But there's definitely been a few times I think where it's like I've gone on like one date with someone and it's like, yeah, let's go meet up with my friends, or like on a first date being like out at a bar and be like, oh, my friends are over here. We should just go. Like, you're cool. Like, it doesn't have to be anything too intense or anything along those lines. But I mean, calling it your chosen family definitely like elevates
Mm-hmm.
the experience, but it is true at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I just think about the significant others that I've introduced to my friends and the significant others that I've introduced to my friends and my family. And these are big steps. And um, I think ultimately it boils down to communication. If you're in a relationship, if you're in a situationship, if you're just casually dating and in an open relationship, it's just like, hey, I don't think there's anything wrong with like, hey, I'd really like to meet your friends. Like you talk about them all the time. I'd really love to have a night out with your friends and see how he responds. And if he gets all weird about it, then it's like, what a weird guy.
Hmm.
That just shows you how he values you and how he sees you. And there's nothing, it doesn't need to even be confrontational. It's just like, you can just be honest. I genuinely would love to meet your friends.
Yeah.
And if he squirms, then then get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me think a bit of I recently watched Good Will Hunting,
Mm.
and they're laying
Mm.
there and she's like, I want to meet your friends. Like and Will lies about having a bunch of brothers, but
Yeah.
like she's
It's your
like,
brothers.
yeah. Um, Ricky Bobby, dang,
Yeah.
I used to be able to do it.
Bobby.
All 13 brothers. Um, and she jokingly is like, what if I tell you I won't have sex, like sleep with you again until I get to meet your friends? And he's like, what is it, 4 a.m? Okay, let me call my buddies right now. Like, it's like, Chuck, okay, good, go back to sleep. And then the next scene, they're out like getting drinks and all that. And yeah, it doesn't need to be such a pressurized situation. I don't know. But I do think it is a step and a level up and like a priority that should come into play. And if they're squirmish about it, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Squirmy.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd really like to meet your friends. Why? I don't know. You hang out with them a lot. You talk about
Also,
them.
not having friends is a huge red flag for me.
That's a good point.
Yeah, not having any friends is a red flag for me. Alex, how you doing, man? You're kind of staring off into the yonder. You still in the
Um,
sauna?
I'm allowed to be in the sauna.
You can be in the sauna.
It's
You can
okay.
be in the
Someone's
sauna.
cutting onions. It's all right. It happens. We're making a good meal.
Oh gosh, I love you, dudes.
We love you, man. You're so strong. You really are. Breakups are it's a death. It's a death of a relationship. So grieve it.
Mm.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Okay, what is one goal for yourself for next episode? Like to to be at.
Mm. This is me first. Yeah. Uh, um, I would say, I don't know how to measure this, but I would say, acceptance.
Great.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Use us for support during that time.
Yeah. How about you guys? You can take it anywhere you want. What's something you want between now and next week?
Um, I need a little bit more clarity on what's going on. There's a lot of moving parts in my life right now, very exciting moving parts. Um, and it's starting the puzzle pieces are starting to come together, but it's still not 100% completed. So I hope to have that of like, hey, here's the plan, here are the dates, this is where I need to be when, and
Mm.
let's go.
Acceptance, clarity, Rob.
I'm gonna go with presence. I
Mm.
think I'm taking a trip with Leia to Chicago. It's just the two of us. Obviously, she's gonna have a great time with my mom and her cousins, and but she's really at a fun age where like she makes me laugh. I
That's
make her
awesome.
laugh. Like she's silly. She comes up, and I really want to capture these feelings and this bonding, and just be really present. And I truly believe I will be.
That's so good, man.
Yeah.
ACP, acceptance, clarity, presence.
ACP. You down with ACP? Yeah, you know me. Oh, what an episode. Alex, I want to say thank you for your openness, and reiterate that I think you are a great dude, great boyfriend, and you were a great boyfriend, sorry. And I think you're handling the breakup with a lot of grace. So
Thanks, man.
just letting you know that.
Thank you. I receive, and I appreciate that. And I want to thank you too, to all the listeners. Thanks for being there and supporting us. I've already gotten some very kind messages from people even from last week that were like, it felt like something was up with you. So I appreciate it. All of these messages, whether you send them to me, Rob, or Jordan, or still single, they always put a smile on our face, and we share them together. So thank you. And to Rob and Jordan, thank you, dudes. This is very true. I talk to both these dudes a lot, and they've you both have really been there as wonderful friends to hear me out and check on me. So I'm very grateful to you guys.
Love you, dudes.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Good episode.